71% of this planet is ocean, and almost none of it will let you live. Not is dangerous, won't let you live. There is a layer at the top, thin, lit, warm, where a human body works. It's about 10 meters deep. Below that, the ocean starts taking things away from you in a very specific order. 0 meters, it begins to fall. So we're going down, all the way to the bottom, 11 kilometers. And every few meters, something new switches on that wants you dead. And the thing that wanted you dead a minute ago stops mattering because you've outrun it into something worse. Here's every one of them, in order, starting where you're standing. Depth, 0. Your feet are on sand. You are, statistically, in the most dangerous water on Earth. Hold that thought. We're coming back to it at the end, and it's going to annoy you. First, let's kill the shark. Sharks kill roughly 10 people a year on this entire planet. 10. Meanwhile, in the United States alone, rip currents kill around 100. The ocean doesn't need teeth. It has water that moves sideways. A rip is a river running away from the beach, and the reason it kills is that it doesn't hurt. It just moves you. So you swim back toward the sand, which is exactly what you shouldn't do, and you lose. Not to the sea, but to your own arms, quietly, about 4 minutes in. Now make the water cold. Your body has a party trick called the cold shock response. Hit cold water and you gasp, whether or not your head is above the surface. Lifeguards teach it as 1-10-1. 1 minute to stop panicking, 10 minutes of useful muscle before your hands quit. 1 hour before the cold finishes it. Silent, and here's the fact that ruins swimming pools for people. Drowning doesn't look like drowning. No shouting, the mouth is busy. No waving, the arms are pressing down on the water trying to lift the head. It's quiet, it's vertical, and it takes 20 to 60 seconds. People have drowned within arm's reach of their own families, in front of everyone, silently. Depth, 0 meters. Killers so far, your own arms, and everybody's assumption that they'd hear it. 5 meters. You're snorkeling now. Sunlight, warm water, coral. This is the prettiest zone in the whole descent, and it contains the most efficient killers in the ocean, all of which fit in your hand. The box jellyfish is a bag of clear jelly with no brain, and its venom goes after your heart and nervous system so fast that people have died before reaching the beach. Not in hospital, on the way out of the water. The blue-ringed octopus is the size of a golf ball and lives in tide pools where children pick things up. Its bite is often painless. The venom paralyzes you, but it does nothing to your mind. You stay awake. You just stop being able to operate the body you're awake in. There's no antivenom. The treatment is somebody breathing for you until it wears off. The cone snail is a beautiful shell that fires a harpoon. People pocket them as souvenirs. And the stonefish is the most venomous fish alive, and its entire strategy is to look like the thing you're about to step on. Notice the pattern. At 5 meters, nothing hunts you. Everything here kills you by accident, because you touched it. The shallows aren't malicious. The shallows are just a room full of loaded objects, and you're the one picking them up. This is where it stops being about animals, and the ocean stops needing them. Every 10 meters down, the pressure on you doubles up by 1 atmosphere. At 10 meters, the whole weight of the sky is pressing on you, twice. Then his lungs, ears, and sinuses glow red. And here's the thing nobody tells you. The ocean cannot crush you. You're mostly water, and water doesn't compress. What it crushes is the air you brought with you. Your lungs, your sinuses, your ears. From here on out, everything that hurts you at depth is gas. And gas is the only part of you the sea can get a grip on. Your ears are first, and they start complaining at about 1.5 meters. Ignore it long enough, and the eardrum simply gives. Then there's the one that takes the strong swimmers. Shallow water blackout. You hold your breath, you dive, you feel fine, because the urge to breathe isn't your body screaming for oxygen. It's your body complaining about carbon dioxide. So a good free diver who breathes hard beforehand can flush out the complaint while leaving the actual problem in place. He goes down feeling great. He comes up feeling great. And somewhere near the surface, with the pressure dropping and the last oxygen going with it, the lights just go out. No panic, no struggle. He is often 2 meters from air and smiling. And on a tank, it inverts completely. Hold your breath while ascending from as little as a couple of meters, and the air in your lungs expands as the pressure lets go, with nowhere to go but into you. 10 meters. The sea hasn't touched you yet. Going up is what kills you here. 30 meters. Red disappeared about 20 meters ago. Blood underwater at this depth looks green. And the ocean has stopped trying to hurt you. It has decided to charm you instead. Nitrogen narcosis. Under pressure, the nitrogen you've been breathing your entire life starts behaving like an anesthetic. Divers call the rule of thumb Martini's Law. Every 10 meters below, about 20, feels roughly like another drink on an empty stomach. Cousteau called it the rapture of the deep, which is a beautiful name for being drunk in a place where being drunk is fatal. Handing his regulator to a passing fish. And it doesn't feel like poison. It feels great. That's the entire problem. Narked divers have taken out their regulators and offered them to fish because the fish seemed like it needed a turn. They have forgotten which way is up. They have decided, warmly and with total confidence, to see what's a bit deeper. This is the only killer on our whole list that makes you happy while it works. Every other zone announces itself. This one buys you a drink. At 40 meters, there's a line. It's the recreational diving limit, not because 40 is special, but because that's roughly where a nice person doing a nice hobby stops being able to trust their own judgment about whether they're fine. Everyone past this line is now, by definition, someone who decided the line was for other people. 60 meters, 7 atmospheres. And now the ocean does something genuinely unfair. It turns oxygen against you. Oxygen is not safe. Oxygen is safe at surface pressure. Squeeze enough of it into you, and it becomes a neurological poison. And somewhere around 60 meters on ordinary air, the oxygen you are breathing to stay alive can trigger a seizure. There is no warning. There's no, "I feel unwell." A seizure underwater means the mouthpiece comes out, and a person who is otherwise perfectly healthy drowns while their tank is still full. The gas that keeps you alive at 0 meters is the thing that kills you at 60. Same gas, same lungs, just deeper. And even if you do everything right, the sea sends you a bill on the way home. All that nitrogen you've been pressure loading into your tissues wants out. Come up too fast, and it doesn't wait to be exhaled. It comes out of solution inside you, as bubbles, in your joints, your spine, your brain. Divers call it the bends. It is what fizzy drinks do, performed on a person. Which is why the deepest scuba dive ever recorded reads like a joke. In 2014, Ahmed Gabr went to 332 meters. The descent took about 12 minutes. The ascent took about 15 hours. 12 minutes down, 15 hours up. The ocean lets you in for free, It charges you on the way out. 200 meters. This is where the sun officially quits. Below this, no matter how clear the water or how bright the day, there is not enough light to grow a leaf. Everything under here has never been lit. And a human body with no tank is still down here. At depth, a freediver's lungs compress past the point where they should collapse. So the body does something extraordinary. It floods the chest with blood plasma to fill the space, drops the heart rate, shuts down the limbs, and squeezes the spleen for spare red blood cells. That's not a trick you learned. That's the mammalian dive reflex, the same hardware seals and whales use. Your body still has a whale in it. It just isn't enough of one. Past 150 meters, breathing helium, a new one switches on. High-pressure nervous syndrome. Your hands start to shake, and your body objects to the pressure itself. Not the gas, the squeeze. There's nothing to swap out. It's just too deep to be an animal. So he stops trying. Below here, the only humans who work are saturation divers. People who go into a pressurized steel room, get compressed to working depth, and then live there for weeks, eating meals passed through an airlock, breathing helium, sounding ridiculous because the trip back up takes days. In 1983, on a rig called the Byford Dolphin, a chamber like that lost its seal while the divers inside were still at pressure. The decompression happened faster than a nerve signal travels, and instantly is doing more work in that sentence than any word in this video. 1,000 meters. It is now 4 degrees Celsius, and it will be 4 degrees for the rest of the way down, forever, everywhere on Earth. This is the ocean's default setting. The warm lit bit you know is the exception, and there are no more humans in this video. From here on, everything is machines, and the machines have a specific way of dying. 3,800 meters. The Titanic. The pressure here is around 380 atmospheres, roughly 5,500 pounds on every square inch of whatever you brought with you. In June 2023, a submersible went down to look at it and did not come back. And what happened is the one mercy in this entire descent. When a hull fails at that pressure, it doesn't crack or leak or flood. The ocean takes the empty space back all at once. The collapse is over in a fraction of a millisecond. Faster than a nerve can carry the news to the brain that anything has happened. Everywhere else on this list you get to know. The bends, the narcosis, the cold, the blackout. All of them give you a moment. This is the only depth in the ocean where you don't. It is genuinely, coldly kind. And it's the only kind thing down here. 10,935 meters, Challenger Deep. The bottom of the Mariana Trench and the deepest floor on the planet. The pressure here is over 1,000 atmospheres, about 8 tons on every square inch. Put Everest in this hole, and its peak wouldn't reach the sunlight. More people have walked on the moon than have stood in a machine on this spot. It is easier to leave the planet than to visit its own basement. And here's the part that should bother you. There's a fish down here. Small, pale, boneless looking, going about its day under 8 tons per square inch, absolutely fine. It doesn't need the sphere. It doesn't need the helium, the 15-hour ascent, the $400 million of engineering. It just lives here, because it never made the mistake of carrying air. The ocean isn't hostile. The ocean is fine. We're the ones who showed up wrong. So, ranked by depth. Let's actually rank it. Challenger Deep, the most lethal environment on Earth, has killed nobody, ever, because almost nobody has been there. Fewer people than have walked on the moon. The Titanic depth, a handful. Saturation depth, a handful. 300 meters, a few dozen, ever. 60 meters, 30 meters, the Rapture, the Bends, hundreds a year, worldwide, mostly experts. And then there's 0 meters. The World Health Organization counts around 250,000 drownings a year. Not in trenches, not in caves. In the shallow, warm, boring, well-lit water, where your feet touch, where the lifeguard can see you, where everyone is having a nice time. You just spent 14 minutes being frightened of the dark, of the crush, of the bottom. And the abyss has never met you. It doesn't know you exist. It has never killed anyone you'll ever hear of. The ocean has one genuinely reliable weapon, and it isn't depth. It's the 10 centimeters of warm water you stopped respecting because you could see the bottom. It never needed 11 kilometers. It just needed you to relax. If you made it to the bottom, subscribe. Next time, every way the sky can kill you, ranked by how high you go. Spoiler, it gets you long before space does.